Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Giribadhadhari Gopijana Gopijana Vallabha Giribadhadhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Rama. Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. जो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद् चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, जो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्री श्री गुरु परम्परा की, सद्गोस्वामी वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की, समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री पंचतत्वा की, श्री श्री राधा माधव अष्टसखी वृंद की, श्री श्री यशोदानंदन दामोदर भगवान की, श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, चंद्राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, श्रीला गुरुदेव की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tadojaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 11, Text number 17. Bhagavān veda kālasya gatim bhagavato nanu viśvam vicakṣate dhīrā yoga-rāddhena cakṣuṣā. Bhagavān veda kālasya gatim bhagavato nanu viśvam vicakṣate dhīrā yoga-rāddhena cakṣuṣā. Bhagavān veda kālasya gatim bhagavato nanu viśvam vicakṣate dhīrā yoga-rāddhena cakṣuṣā. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word to word translation. Bhagavān, O spiritually powerful one, veda, you know, kālasya, of the eternal time, gatim, movements, bhagavataḥ, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nanu, is a matter of course, viśvaṁ, the whole universe, vicakṣate, see, dhīrāḥ, those who are self-realized, yoga-rāddhena, by dint of mystic vision, cakṣuṣā, by the eyes. Translation, please repeat. O spiritually powerful one, you can understand the movements of eternal time, which is the controlling form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because you are a self-realized person. You can see everything by the power of mystic vision. Purport, those who have reached the highest perfectional stage of mystic power and can see everything in the past, present, future are called tri-kāla-jñas. Similarly, devotees of the Lord can see everything clearly that is in the revealed scriptures. The devotees of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa can very easily understand the signs of Krishna as well as the situation of the material and spiritual creations without difficulty. Devotees do not have to endeavor for any yoga-siddhi or perfection in mystic powers. They are competent to understand everything by the grace of the Lord, who is sitting in everyone's heart. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Sakshashurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarine Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsādi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Vancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhupayevacha, patithanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So first of all, I like to offer my respectful obeisance to all the senior devotees, especially disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and offer my respects to all the assembled devotees. So we are discussing 11th chapter from 3rd canto. Basically, this is a conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. So already started about discussing about already Brahmaji was created in the 9th chapter, 8th chapter, and Brahmaji already prayed, offered a wonderful prayers in 9th chapter. And 10th chapter, Maitreya Muni started explaining about secondary creation little bit, and he also started explaining about time in the previous chapter, characteristics of time, and after that he entered into explaining divisions of creation, different creation. So, and then in this chapter he elaborates. Beginning of the chapter itself, he says, Maitreya Muni says, it's very difficult to explain about the time. No one can explain it about the time. So it is, and the previous chapter he explained about the characteristics of time. It is eternal, it is representative of the Lord, it doesn't have any attributes, nirvishesha, it is impersonal, and then and it is indivisible, something. Lot of characteristics he mentioned in the previous chapter, and then he elaborates about the time here. So basically, in the beginning of this chapter, he explains about time cannot be explained, time can be measured only with the help of the distance covered. Time can be measured only with the help of distance covered. So basically, the movement of the sun. So the movement of the sun. So the time traveled means the distance traveled by the sun over Parama Anu. That is called Parama Anu. So Parama Anu is a very minute particle, and then the explanation of how Parama Anu means smallest particle, how Anu means two Paramanu combined together becomes one Anu, and three Anus combined together, Trisha Renu. In English, exatom. Exatom means six Anus, six Paramanus. Six Paramanus combined together, Trisha Renu. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the Purport, Trisha Renu you can see when sunlight passes through the window, that time you can see the small particles. But that doesn't flow towards earth. It doesn't follow the gravitational law. It flows upwards. We can see that. We can see that small dust particles. Look at the screen. It flows upwards. It doesn't flow towards earth. So that is called Trisha Renu. So exatom, six atoms combined together is called Trisha Renu. But the Anu and Paramanu, very difficult to see with the blunt eyes. So, and then he explains about the Truti and Veda, how the time taken by sun to pass three Trisharenus, time taken by the sun to pass three Trisharenus. It's called Truti. In modern terms, it is 8 by 13,500 second. In other words, 1 by 1,700 second. Truti. And Veda, 100 Trutis is equal to Veda, and 3 Vedas is equal to 1 Lava, and 3 Lavas is called Nimesha, and 3 Nimeshas is called Kshana, and 5 Kshanas Kashta, 15 Kashtas Lagu, 15 Lagus Nadika, and 2 Dandas Mugurta. Like that it goes. This is very, I think it's very important to know about all these terminologies, because in the whole of Bhagavatam, while describing about the devotees and their loving exchange with Krishna, they say in terms of time. For example, in the Gopiya Gita, Attati yad bhagavān agni ghananam trutiyukāyate tvāma pasyatam kutila kundalam. Like that it goes. Trutiyukāyate tvāma pasyatam. So we have to know about the Truti, what is meant by Truti. So gopis are saying, so even a Truti, that means 1 by 1,700 portion of a second. So even whenever you go to forest, the daytime, we are not able to see you. So because that time, 1 Truti means 1 by 1,700 of a second looks like a yuga. Truti yuga yade. It appears like yuga. And then again, we know the famous sloka, sadhu sangha sarva sastra hoi, lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoi. So we have to know about what is meant by lava. So like that, many slokas from Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavatam, they explain with the respect to time. So lava means 8 by 45 portion of a second, 1 by 6 of a second, approximately 1 by 6 of a second. Lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoi. And tulayanam lave napi nasvargam napunurbavam bhagavat sangi sangasya mrityanam kim udasisha. This sloka comes 3 times in Bhagavatam. So they glorify the association of devotees. Tulayanam lave napi. Even a 1 by 1/6 of a second, if anybody gets opportunity to get association of devotees, that is equal to, means that cannot be compared even with Brahmananda. And what to speak of insignificant heavenly pleasures, and what to speak of insignificant pleasures available in the material world. Tulayenam, and then Sikshashtakam we offer prayers. Yugaidam Nimeshena cakṣuṣā pravashayadam. So we have to understand what is Nimesha. So Nimesha is explained here 8 by 5 second. Sorry. Nimesha is 8 by 15, approximately 1 by 2, half of a second. Half of a second. Even half of a second looks like Yugaidam Nimeshena cakṣuṣā pravashayadam. So like that, so many slokas are there with respect to time. So we have to understand at least the definition. So that's why this chapter is very important. Then only we can understand about other. So whenever this terminology is used in other parts of the Bhagavatam or in Chaitanya Charitamrita, so then only we can understand. So this Nimesha also comes in the 9th canto also. They also glorify. Yashyananam magara kundala charu karna brajat kapola subhagam savila sahasam nityotsavam natutrupir drishupir bibantyo nyaryo narasta mudita kupita nimescha. So they are all actually deriding, they are criticizing the creator, Brahmaji, because Brahmaji don't know how to create the body. Because gopis are also saying, so even when Krishna is in front of us, when we are drinking the beauty of Krishna's beautiful face, that time this eyelid is closing and opening. So he is a foolish creator. He don't know how to create. So gopis are criticizing Brahmaji. So like that, so drinking the beauty of Krishna, so that's looking at that's like a Nityotsavam Natitripir Drishibir Bibantyo. Generally the devotees, the pure devotees, they don't feel satiated. So repeatedly they like to look at the beauty, they like to drink the beauty of Krishna. So repeatedly they like to drink that. So that's why it's called Nityotsavam. Means every day, every moment, every second, it's Nityotsavam. We don't have to wait for Janmashtami or Kartik month, like that. Every day we can have a darshan of beautiful deities, and that will become a great festival. That's a great festival. So like that. So time is a representative of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says in the 10th chapter, Pragladas chasmi taityanam kala kalayata magam. I am among all subduers, I am time. Pragladas chasmi daityanam, of all the demons, I am Prahlad. And of all the subduers, I am the time. Mrigendranam, Mriganam, Raja Mrigendroham. He says like that. That among the animal, I am the lion, I am the birds, I am Garuda, like that. So there also he says. In the 11th chapter also he says, in Bhagavad Gita, Kaloshmi. Through time I destroy everyone, everything. So this, the time, the control of time is applicable only for materialistic people. Only materialistic people come under the control of time. Since Krishna is beyond the control of time, naturally his pure devotees, they are also beyond the control of time. Time cannot control them. Time cannot control the pure devotees. So the second canto, the famous sloka comes, Ayur Haradi Vaipumsam Udyan Anyasto Yanyaso Tashyakte Kshanonida Uttama Sloka Vartaye. With every rising and setting of the sun, the duration of everyone reduces except those who are engaged in hearing and chanting the Lord's glories. Those who are hearing and chanting the Lord's glories, for them this rule is not applicable. They are beyond the control of time. And then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, if the pure devotees want, they can continue their existence even after Mahapralaya. Even after Mahapralaya, they can continue to live in this material world. Even Brahmaji has to leave this material world. At the end of Brahma's lifetime, he has to leave this material world. But pure devotees, if they want, they can continue staying here in the material world. And then Chakravarti Path is explaining, oh, but what will be their engagement? Because no one will be there, no living entity, because preaching is their main agenda. So without preaching they can't survive. But no living entities. So what they will do that time, during Mahapralaya time? Then he says, that time they will go to either Garbhodasai Vishnu or Karnodasai Vishnu and then do some personal seva. Do some Samara seva and massaging the feet of the Lord, like that, do some personal seva. That time they utilize. To do some personal seva to the Lord. And then again Brahmaji starts creating, and then again they will come, and then again. So somehow they are very merciful, very compassionate from spiritual world. So they descend to the material world, so to liberate all the conditioned souls. So like that, so pure devotees are beyond the control of time. So we can see from the Srila Prabhupada's pastime also. So in the Lilamrita it's mentioned, Srila Prabhupada was saying during the year 1977, maybe in the month of November, he says, if I want, I can live for another 10 years. If I desire, I can live for another 10 years. How many of you want me to live for another 10 years? Then all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they, Jai Srila Prabhupada, like that. So they're all chanting, Jai Srila Prabhupada, we want you to live for another 10 years. So it goes like that, the final pastimes. So then after that, like, so he disappeared from this planet because he wants to obey the order of Krishna. Prabhupada wants he can continue to live for another 10 years after 1977. But since he wants to follow the order of Krishna, he wants to act according to the will of Krishna. So therefore, pure devotees are beyond the control of time. So in fact, Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada is also like Bhishma Dev. Means whenever he wants, he can leave this body. So they are not under the control of time, they are not under the control of karma, so they are not under the control of gunas. Karma, guna, kala. So they are not under the control of all these things. So, and then in Bhagavatam, I think the 13th chapter of first canto, so Vidura is saying why Vidura came back to the palace of Yudishthira Maharaj again after undergoing pilgrimage, after traveling all the holy places, because somehow he wants to enlighten Dhritarashtra. That's the purpose, because Dhritarashtra was so attached to family, etc. So therefore, only for those people, time will conquer. Those who are attached to the material affairs, material enjoyments. So time will control only those kind of people. Those who are engaged in hearing and chanting the Lord's glories, they are beyond the influence of time. And very nice sloka comes, Evam grigeshu saktanam pramattanam yatigayam adyakramat avignadaha kala paramadustara. How this insurmountable time easily conquers people who have material attachments. Evam grigeshu saktanam. Sakta means attachment. Grigeshu, attached to home, attached to enjoyments, material enjoyments. So time will conquer them. Time overcomes. So time imperceptibly overcomes those who are attached. And then again, Yudishthira Maharaj, because you know about Yudishthira Maharaj in the first canto, many times, many occasions, he goes into grief-stricken state. Many times in the Bhagavatam first canto. So one in the end of 8th chapter, another in the in the 14th chapter, at the end of 8th chapter, after Kunti's prayers, Yudishthira Maharaj goes into grief-stricken state. Because he is feeling that I am the main cause for killing all the Kauravas. So, like, I killed Dronacharya also. I am the main cause for killing Dronacharya. I have killed Brahmana. Brahmahati dosh will come to me. And then I have to suffer the sinful reactions. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj is feeling like that. And then Lord Krishna is employing so many exalted sages and exalted personalities. Somehow, he wants to pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. Vyasadeva himself, Vyasadeva is the author of all the Vedas. He himself comes to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He tries to pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj could not be pacified. So many instructions he is giving, but he is not getting satisfied. Means he is not getting pacified. And then finally, Krishna himself, Lord Krishna himself comes to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He tries to pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. By the arrangement of Krishna's Yogamaya, even Krishna also could not pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. Even Krishna also could not pacify because of the Yogamaya, because of the Krishna's Yogamaya. Krishna also could not pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. So, like then finally, because Krishna wanted to show the exalted position of Bhishma Dev, because Bhishma Dev is lying in the bed of arrows. So therefore, like Krishna wants to take Yudhishthira Maharaj to Bhishma Dev. So let Bhishma Dev teach all about all the dharmas, nature of dharmas, etc., about the time. Bhishma Dev also explains about the time. So about the time, about all different types of dharmas. So somehow he wanted to glorify the exalted position of Bhishma Dev. So that because of that, even Krishna also, although Krishna employed all the sages, he could not pacify. He himself personally wanted to pacify, but he also could not pacify. So he wanted to show Bhishma Dev is Mahajan. He wanted to show to every world. So like that. In that portion, also Bhishma Dev explains about the time. And again, the 13th chapter, once, I think three times Yudhishthira Maharaj was in the grief-stricken state. Only in the 8th chapter, end of 8th chapter, and in the 13th chapter. When Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and Vidura left the palace, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and Vidura, he was in the completely grief-stricken state because Yudhishthira Maharaj, although he is a king, officially, he treated Dhritarashtra as a king. So whenever any decisions given by all the Brahmanas, he goes and reports to Dhritarashtra. Shall I do that? And he takes permission from Dhritarashtra. If Dhritarashtra says okay, then only he will implement. He treated Dhritarashtra as a king. And then because of Vidura's enlightening words, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, they decided to leave even without telling. Even without telling Yudhishthira Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the purport, if somebody is too attached to material enjoyment, they should leave the home without telling. So like that is mentioned. So and then immediately Yudhishthira Maharaj feeling, oh, maybe I committed some offense. Maybe I did not take care of Dhritarashtra properly. I don't know where I can find my uncle and auntie. So completely he was in grief-stricken state. At that time also he could not be pacified by anyone. By Krishna's arrangement, Narada Muni came. Narada Muni came and then he explained all those things. Don't worry about them. It's good for them. So Dhritarashtra, he is going to do meditation, going to attain the Samadhi state, and then he will liberate himself. Don't worry about Vidura. He is happy going pilgrimage. So don't worry about Gandhari also. Within next few days, Dhritarashtra will enter into fire and Dhritarashtra will burn himself and Gandhari also will enter into fire. That time Narada Muni appears and Narada Muni tries to pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. He also says about the time. So it says beautifully, Kala karma guna dino deho yam pancha bhautika kadam anyastu gopayet sarpagrashto yada param kala karma gunadino degoyam panchabhautika kadam anyamstu gopayet sarpagrashto yada param. Means this material body is consists of panchabhutas, earth, water, fire or ether. So somehow since it's made of panchabhutas, it has to act under the control of time. So under the control of time, it's subjected to 6 changes: birth, growth, sustenance, byproducts, dwindling, death. So it has to go through 6 changes. So time controls them. And then gunas also controls. Actually time only agitates the gunas. Time only agitates the gunas. And the gunas also controls. And karma also controls. Actions, reactions. So dekoyam panchabodha. No one can escape from kala, karma, guna. Narada Muni says. And then he says, he compares kala to sarpa. Narada Muni compares time to sarpa, means venomous serpent, poisonous serpent, most poisonous serpent. So those who are attached to material enjoyments, they are already in the jaws of serpent. They are already caught in the jaws of serpent. How they can protect others? How they can help others? So everyone in this material world, they are caught under the jaws of a serpent very tightly, like a python, very tightly holding. Very difficult to release ourselves first. How we can protect others? So time is compared to, so many times Bhagavatam compares time to serpent. Sometimes senses also serpent. Sometimes senses also act like Duddhandendriya kala sarpa patali protkada damshrayade. The senses also compared to serpent. Time is compared to serpent. Sometimes senses, because senses also like venomous, always getting attracted to sense objects. So then he says, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, he says, so but the pure devotees, their senses are controlled. They always utilize their senses in the service of Lord. So the poisonous fangs is removed from this serpent. So the senses will never harm the devotees. Senses of devotees never harms the devotees, because they are utilizing all the senses in the service of Krishna. So Kaivalyam Narakayade, Didashapura Pushpayade, Duddhandendriya Kala Sarpa Patali Protkada Damshrayade, viśvam Purna Sukayade, Vidhi Magendresh Chakidayade, Yat Karunya Kataksham Vaibhavam Tam Gauram Evastumaha. So Kala Sarpa Patali. There also Kala is serpent, sense is also serpent. So like that. So in many places, so in the Bhagavatam, they explain about time. Basically, since tomorrow is Bhishma Panchaka starting, we can discuss something about how Bhishma Dev explains about time. So he also explains about time. So Bhishma Dev says, so he says how all of you Pandavas, I don't know what is the reason for all your suffering. He says, ago kashtam, ago anyayam. What kind of terrible suffering you have undergone? Ago kashtam, ago anyayam, yadyuyam, dharma nandana. You are a follower of dharma. So, yadyuyam dharma nandana. And jivitam nargada klishtam, vipra dharmat achyudashrayah. Actually, you don't deserve to remain alive. Any ordinary person means they are supposed to die long back. But all of you Pandavas, so they are able to continue to live only because of 3 principles. One is you are following strictly the Brahmanas' instructions and Vaishnavas' instructions. You are acting according to the Vaishnavas' instructions. Vipra, dharma, You are following strictly all the dharmic principles and you are protected by Achyuta. Brahmana, Dharma, Achyuta. Vipra, Dharma, Achyuta, Ashrayaha. Since you have taken shelter of these three things, you are protected. So you are able to live only because of these three things. Otherwise, you are supposed to die long back. So he says that. And then he wants to identify the reason why you people are suffering. Why Pandavas have suffered so much. He wants to analyze. Then he says, Samstite artide pando pratabala prajavado yushmat kride bhagun kleshan praptal tokavadi muhu. Not only you suffered, my daughter-in-law Kunti, she also suffered greatly. So like she was having only 5 children, you were very young. And then Pandu died, she became a widow. She has to take care of these 5 children. And when you grown up, you are doing all naughty activities. That time also she has to tolerate. And then now also she is struggling. All these years, 12 years in the forest, she was suffering because you engaged in gambling match, you lost wealth, you lost Draupadi, everything. And then Kauravas also tried to kill all the Pandavas many times. So even now also you are struggling. Maybe you are destined to suffer throughout your whole life. So that's why he's worried about Kunti Devi. And then he says about the time. And then you want to analyze about what could be the reason for your suffering. He says, Sarvakala kridam manye bhavadam shayata priyam sapalo yat vasheloko vayu rivaganavali. He says about time. Before the time, he is thinking about, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti says, maybe prarabdha karma may be the reason. Prarabdha karma may be the reason for your suffering. Then he is analyzing, you are Dharmaraj. If Dharmaraj comes under the control of prarabdha karma, how we can define dharma? There cannot be any definition for dharma. How Dharmaraj can be influenced by prarabdha karma? No chance. No chance. Prarabdha karma is not the reason for your suffering. The next, maybe time may be the reason. I think your time is not good. Because people say, 7.5 years Saturn. Maybe for you 12 years Saturn. You are struggling in the forest. 7.5 years Saturn. Maybe Rahu is sitting in 8th place, and Ketu is sitting in 5th place. Maybe because of the influence of Rahu and Ketu. So maybe you suffered. Time is not good for you. And then that time only he is analyzing. No, time is, time also, because already we discussed that time cannot influence. So we discussed that Ayur Haradi Vaipumsam, that sloka also. And then even Mahapralaya cannot disturb the devotees. Mahapralaya cannot disturb the pure devotees. So therefore they are beyond the control of time. So therefore time cannot be the reason. Time is not the reason for your suffering. Then he says, Yatra dharma sutta raja gada panir vrikodara krishnostri gandivam chapam sukrut krishnas tato vipat. Because Dharmaraj is here. And then gada panir vrikodara, Bhima is there. Bhima is there with holding his club. Powerful Bhima. And then krishnostri gandivam chapam. Here Krishna means Arjuna. Arjuna is having Gandiva bow, invincible weapon. No one can cut into pieces. Gandivam bow, he is having Gandivam bow. And Sukrut Krishna's Tatavipat. Krishna is also there. Krishna is also there. How time can influence you? Krishna, you are under the protection of Krishna, and you have a power of pious activities. You have a power of weapons, and you have a power of great personalities like Bhima. So like that you have power of strength and power of devotion. Everything you have. So and Krishna is also personally present. Throughout this 12 years, when you are in the forest, Krishna is physically, personally present. So like that, because Krishna was protecting the Pandavas. And then he says, how wonderful is the influence of inevitable time. Although the power of pious acts, power of strength, power of great personalities, power of weapon, everything is there, power of devotion, everything is there, but still you suffered. Krishna was there personally, but still you suffered. Then he analyzed, time is also cannot be the reason. And what else could be the reason? And he says, 1.9.16 he says, Nahi asya karigishit rajan puman veda vidit siddham yad vijiknasha yukta mukhyandi kavayopihi. No one can understand the inconceivable plan of the Lord. No one can understand the inconceivable plan of the Lord. Even the great philosophers, great sages, upon making inquiries, they are bewildered. They are bewildered. Although they make exhaustive inquiries, all of them are bewildered. So this is purely due to inconceivable plan of the Lord. So for the devotees suffering, kala cannot be the reason, karma cannot be the reason, guna cannot be the reason. Only the reason is inconceivable plan of the Lord. Krishna purposely want to put them into that condition. So by putting them into that condition, Krishna wants to see their prema is intensified. So they constantly think of Krishna, and then prema gets intensified. By increasing prema, they forget their suffering. So they are not influenced by suffering. They are not affected by so-called miseries in the material world. By constantly thinking of Krishna, constantly chanting, constantly praying to Krishna. And then Bhishma analyzes. And then Yudishthira Maharaj says, how can you say that no one can understand inconceivable plan of Krishna? How can you say that Krishna is there right there in front of us? Krishna is right there in front of us. Let's go and ask him, what is your plan? You tell me what is the future plan also. Till now, 12 years we suffered. What is the cause? What could be the plan? What is the plan? And then what is your future plan? Now itself you tell means we can be prepared. Let's go and ask. Yudishthira Maharaj is telling Bhishma. Let's go and ask. Krishna is there right here, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Bhishma stops Yudishthira Maharaj. No, don't ask him. Don't ask him. If we go and ask him, then what he will say, I know. He will say, I am just a cowherd boy. Am I more intelligent than you? You are a Mahajana. I am just a younger brother of Yudishthira Maharaj. He is Dharmaraj. All these things he will say, and then it will bewilder us more and more. Better don't go and ask anything. Bhishma is telling Yudishthira Maharaj, let us not go and ask. If any suffering comes, best policy is to abide by the orders of the Lord without any argument. Purport says in the Purport. Best policy is to abide by the orders of the Lord without any argument. Means one should not make any enquiry also. So generally, practicing devotees, they go to Krishna. Krishna, I was chanting for 20 years, 15 years, 20 years. Why you purposefully want to put me in this situation? So like that they say. Bhishma advises us, don't say that. Don't go in front of Krishna, don't say. You just keep continuing. You just keep glorifying, keep praying to him, keep glorifying him. Don't make any enquiry. And then Bhishma also makes enquiries. Maybe sometimes, because how the sages are getting bewildered by making enquiries, he explains. Srila Vishnu explains. Because sometimes sages may inquire. Maybe the reason for Pandava suffering, maybe Krishna wanted to put them in suffering, maybe. Or Krishna wanted to give them enjoyment finally, means getting the kingdom, other things. Or Krishna wanted to put them as a combination of happiness and distress. Like that. So the analysis 3 questions. They make inquiries, 3 questions. So they are taking one by one. First one, oh, Krishna wanted to put them in suffering. That cannot be so, because Krishna is Achyuta, one who never fails in expressing his affection to its devotees. Why Krishna has to put devotees in suffering? So that cannot be the reason. And then Krishna wants to put them into enjoyment, means happiness of getting kingdom. Okay, later we got kingdom, but all these years we suffered. Where is the enjoyment? After getting the kingdom also, Yudishthira Maharaj could not enjoy. Because by thinking about the Kauravas, thinking about Dronacharya, thinking about Bhishma Dev, they were Pandavas, they were not enjoying the opulence, and Pandavas, they were not enjoying the kingdom. After getting the kingdom also, we are not able to enjoy. And before getting the kingdom also, we did not enjoy. That statement also is wrong. And combination of happiness and distress. That is actually contradiction. That's actually contradiction to the kind nature. Krishna will not put like this combination of, suffer for some time, enjoy for some time, suffer for some time, enjoy for some time. No, he will not do that. So like that, and then finally conclusion, don't make any inquiries. If you make inquiries, you will get bewildered. So simply abide by the plan of the Lord. He says. So and then finally he says, so this is, he says, how this is called, this is all Daiva Tandram. This is all inconceivable plan of the Lord. So therefore, my conclusion is that accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you are now appointed as a king. So all your subjects are helpless, without any shelter. So please go and rule the kingdom, protect all your citizens. So Bhishma Dev finally, and then he started glorifying Krishna. So you know that rest of the chapter. So he starts glorifying Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then he starts offering a beautiful prayer. So it's recommended to chant the Bhishma Dev prayers during these Bhishma Panchaka days. Because Bhishma Panchaka days actually, since Bhishma Dev also followed this vrata, that's why it's called Bhishma Panchaka. Just like Bhima followed Ekadashi. Therefore it's called Bhima Ekadashi. So Bhishma Dev did not give up this body during this time. Because only in Uttarayan, after Makara Sankranti, when sun started traveling towards northern direction, that time only he left the body. So during Bhishma Panchaka time, he did not give up the body. So that time he was lying in the bed of the arrows. How the Bhagavatam explains how Krishna and Arjuna is so intimate. Krishna wants to drive the chariot of Arjuna not only during the Kurukshetra war. He wants to be a chariot driver eternally. Always. In Bhagavatam 3 places it comes. Krishna was driving the chariot and Arjuna was sitting. One situation is Kurukshetra war. Another situation is when Ashwatthama attacked Brahmastra. Ashwatthama attacked Arjuna with Brahmastra. That time also Krishna was driving the chariot. And other like when they are going to Bhishma Dev from Hastinapur to Kurukshetra, when they are traveling, there are so many chariots were there, hundreds of chariots. And so many sages came from different planets. Vashishta Muni, Ashita Muni, even Sukadeva Goswami was present. Sukadeva Goswami was there, Veda Vyasa was there, and then Kashyapa Muni was there, all exalted sages. So everyone was there. So they all came, they were all, the destination same, Kurukshetra we had to go. So everyone is allowed to board any chariot. But that time also we can see Krishna and Arjuna together, and Krishna drove a chariot from Hastinapur to Kurukshetra. They were together in one chariot. So like Krishna always liked to drive the chariot of Arjuna. That also we can see. So like that, then Bhishma Dev tells, see this, don't think that Krishna is your younger brother, younger cousin. Krishna is Narayan, Adi Narayan. Then he is Esovai Bhagavān Sakshat Adyo Narayana Puman. So he is original Narayana, he is Adi Narayana. So he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like that he explains to Yudishthira Maharaj, and then he offers a beautiful prayer, and then he gives up his life after that. So like so Bhishma Panchaka time, so we can offer our prayers to Bhishma Dev, and we can beg blessings of Bhishma Dev, and we can chant the prayers of Bhishma Dev daily. Hare Krishna. Gandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. 3 minutes is there? Any?
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Prabhu. Wonderful class. Towards the end of Prabhupada's, in the final period, final days, Brahmananda, that time Maharaj, asked Prabhupada, do you have any lamentations? And Prabhupada said, yes. 50% of my work is incomplete, Daivi Vanashram. Could you give an explanation of that based upon your presentation in class about the transcendental stature of a Vaishnava in regards to time?
Thank you, Roji. Any other comment or question? We have 2 minutes.
That was my question.
Oh, question. Sorry.
So Prabhupada said, that 50% of my work is incomplete because he was about ready to leave. So Brahmananda asked him, is there any lamentations that he had? So you were describing the transcendental nature of the Vaishnava, choosing time. And it does, I'm reading this final days in the Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita now. This isn't in there yet. I haven't come to that. But I'm wondering if you could give an explanation of Prabhupada's one lamentation, that he wasn't able to finish 50% of his mission or his work.
Roji, you know the answer, Roji, because my humble understanding is, so he wants to, although Prabhupada is transcendental, but he wants to give some seva, he wants to empower his disciples. So Srila Prabhupada also, because he wants to engage in writing after traveling 14 times. So that time, Srila Prabhupada was also saying that, all the parents of all the brahmacharis, so they were cursing me because I brainwashed them. So they all became brahmacharis. But now I want to transfer the curse to you because I want to engage myself in writing the books. So you go and travel. You take the curse. You go and travel everywhere. And like that, Srila Prabhupada wants to empower all the disciples. He wants to give seva opportunity to all the disciples. And also, pure devotees generally, they feel that I have not done enough. So this is this is also based on their humility. They have done so much, but still they will feel I have not done enough. So they wanted to unlimitedly serve Supreme Lord till the last breath.
That's a good answer. I was thinking the same thing. But that also Prabhupada, I was just reading how Prabhupada, so many of his godbrothers came, about 25 or 30, right towards the end. And Prabhupada's from his core of his heart apologizing for all of the offenses that he made to them. And they're saying, no offense. But that was Prabhupada's humility.
Thank you, Roji. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.